Oh, let's go, let's go. I kind of want this to isolate, I think. Air moving. Chat out. So I know I need to unlock milliants. Okay, I'm gonna keep this window. I'm gonna keep this tab open because, yeah. Good thing I'm broke. I can't buy the lease outfit. Oh, so good. Expect no Zol today. I probably won't do any dungeons on stream. It might be a shorter stream because all I really want to do is unlock these things and maybe participate in. Ugh. So, tribal quests, I think you can't do tribal quests until you do custom deliveries? Oh no, never mind. Stepchild. What's in a... Oh, I remember the character from Stepchild. Okay. Okay. Thought I needed to I always forget how much this Puma shirt is really thick. Like it's nice because I feel like the shirt is going to last forever, but I don't already have one. But it's bad in the sense that it makes it too hot. Bum, 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 bum. Omo. That in there. Giant potatoes. Serena doesn't really... I need to level up Fisher. Like, why? Demon Brick, you're not selling. Eight. Be sold. Like, if you're buying that, you're buying it for the glam, right? I still think that looks pretty slick. Make with this. I mean, I think I bought the ones for crafting. So we go. To send these people out to the I think, what is it? You have like a 70% chance that it's going to actually finish correctly. Alright, so... Actually, I need to go to do two more things. I'm gonna go sell that stupid card. It's only a 1-star, so I'm probably only gonna get like very crappy very crappy MGP for it. You're like 20 or something. I don't remember what they sell for. But then I need to go to Limsa, and I need to go... No! Wait, what did I need to go to Limsa for again? Oh, Wolf's Den. I need to go see about buying stuff. Oh, I need to finish my Wondrous Tales as well. Lovely. How much does it cost to go to Limsa? Almost 500. I'll take the airship there, thank you very much. And then I need to go to the Morabay docks, and then I need to go to the Wolves Den Pier. Oh, I need to randomize my minion. Ian. This one, alright. Go to the Wolves Den. Even though I've been pretty much using only Summoner in my Crystal Conflict stuff. That's basically the one you get there. Like, this is stuff you basically already get. It's just a little different looking. I don't understand why, but this is where no. Right? I like it like that, actually. I think striking the same? Yes, it is. That bad boy. Boom. go ahead and return to the Gridania, and then ooh, I'm gonna have to take some stuff out. I guess I could just do it the old-fashioned way. Like this. Unlink. Remove it. Go. Oh, that looks kind of awesome. Oh, I. All soot black, baby. Ooh, I need some different weapons. Alright, edit glamour plates. Let's move. Move. I'm like, ooh, I gotta unlock stuff, and then I'm here like glamming. That looks kind of funny, but I think these glow, right? Wish that those stayed. I don't even know. I don't even know what I have, to be honest. have anything. I don't even know if Karine has weapons. Oh, I think she does. Nothing that I can use. Serena, I think Serena has all crafting stuff. Hat? No. I think I'm gonna have to go look for the Dreadworm daggers. I'm looking for some black blue. All I'm looking for. I'm really not finding. So I think we'll just use the ghost ones for right now. Those don't look too bad. Mortal Mog Knives. It's hilarious. Oops. Okay. You know what I'm from this outfit here? I'm getting vibes from Metal Gear Solid 4. The I forget what the Beauty Corpse. The Beauty Core, that's what I'm getting from. So we need to go to Old Charlan. I've been playing this for 25 minutes and I haven't gotten anything done. Heartless Hypothesis? Oh, this is the Tataru thing. With their manual labor stuff looking all banshee schmancy. You are, pray forgive my directness, but you are none other than Madame Suzumiya, are you not? I like that characters. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance. I am Merald, humble servant of House Levieux. I have heard that you are an exemplary artisan. It's true. If so, I should hope you will be intrigued by a proposal from my employer. See, Lady Ameliance has been focused on a rather important social welfare endeavor of late. It seeks the aid of an artisan possessed of talent. Straight to the task at hand. That glint in your eye tells me you wish to know more. So I invite you to speak with her in person. As fortune would have it, she is available at this very moment. You needn't say another word. I shall arrange a seat for you under the House Levieux reservation. How am I not already on that list? Pray make your way to the last stand at your earliest convenience and await Lady Ameliance's arrival. Outfit. Oh. I knew that. I might as well pick these up one. I won't be doing these on stream, but I'll probably do them. Dole will be sad that there will most likely be no Satisfactory today. They have their own table here? Gotta be kidding me. That's ridiculous. Bean. Rowena. Lured by the prospect of fresh endeavors, no doubt, I myself am guilty of the same. Our Lady Liviu's correspondence has been full of the most tantalizing hints of late. I do think Rowena looks really good, though. Left my oven fire burning at home. Oh, this one hurts. I don't even have a home. Relax, this ain't my venture. I'm here at Flamine's invitation. At the very least, I insist you join us for a cup of tea. Do sit down. Like, Ameliance is very pretty, I'll give her that, but internet is obsessing about her way too much. I see. So the studium is to begin accepting foreign students, is it? Yes. As you know, Charlayan has long closed its borders and avoided interfering in the affairs of other nations, bound by a single-minded focus to secure the safety of the peoples of this star. With the final days averted, the need for such drastic measures has dissipated. It took an awfully long time, and the near end of the world, but the winds of change have begun to blow. Not all students can afford the costs incurred by studying abroad, let alone the steep price of the studium's tuition. I can scarcely imagine how those from nations who suffered the worst from the final days might attempt such a feat. Oh, is this going to be a... scholar? Is that the word? To ease the financial burden, I plan to offer all necessary school supplies free of charge. That's pretty good. Furthermore, I have already begun talks with a number of Charlayan families to propose an academic homestead program. My, what a lovely initiative. A good old-fashioned cultural exchange is sure to be a mutually enlightening experience for the many Charlayans who've remained cooped up with their dusty old tomes. Such is my hope. Alas, you will recall that a great deal of the Leviu fortune was poured into outfitting the Ragnarok, yes? As such, I cannot hope to carry out this endeavor long-term without a financial backer. A partner, if you will. I'm all for noble causes, but you can't possibly be suggesting we provide everything. Oh, but of course I am. Were I to require students to repay the sum of their tuition after graduating, a sum few could afford, it would be no different from a loan, after all. Wish I could help, but with no prospect of income, I must respectfully decline your offer. Not my intent to be rude, but I run a business, not a charity. Time I spent at the Dravanian hinterlands, Fortuno, the children, and myself, we were also happy. living in the Emporium. Idle though it may be now, the town, once tremendously effervescent, filled to the brim with inquiring souls who traveled from every corner of Eorzea in the pursuit. Of course, it was not solely prospective students and researchers who journeyed there, far from it. As a hub for seekers of knowledge, no small few merchants made a living by procuring research supplies. In turn, they had immediate access to a reservoir of cutting-edge inventions. Hancock's here? Hold on a minute. Husband's supposed to be a bigwig in that forum of it. And he stands to reason she may have heard rumblings of Charlatan investing deeper in its education system. In that case, it'd be wiser to invest now to reap the benefits later. Will make them feel indebted to me now. They'll be obligated to repay the favor in the future. Will also have need of a skilled artisan to procure the necessary supplies. No doubt the demand is sure to be immense. Goodness, just look at me prattle on when you've no interest in the matter. I really must be getting on home. Countless preparations need be made ere my distinguished guests arrive. Ooh, Rowena just got played, yo. And as your partner, the House of Splendors pledges its considerable support to your endeavor. Investment for the future, let's call it. Haruhi must be the sole supplier. Hi, how fortuitous. Did not expect you to pledge your support, but full glad am I that you have. Together, we can give countless students the opportunities they deserve. I kind of really wish that this was voiced, to be honest. Already left. If you're wondering, they intend to do sightseeing in town before returning home. I do hope you were able to enjoy our tea time together. I can think of none more deserving of a brief respite. Just to be, you know, kind of forced into doing more work, but okay. Deserve a full explanation, but not here. Would you care to meet me at my home? A heartless hypothesis. What is that? That's that one. So let's get this initial one done, and then we can move on to some of these other ones. Like they're so rich, like when you look at the map, like they're so rich, like they take up almost a third of Charlotte with their estate. I wonder what Alice feels about money. Like, it's already shown that Alphino didn't have any sort of like grasp on money. I don't have anything that's level 80. No. Oh, Fisher. Sure. Years I've supported my children from afar as a sponsor of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, yet even though the Scions have disbanded, it has done little to diminish my desire to be of service. That is why I decided it is past time I made my own contribution to the world. To this star that you and my children have sacrificed so much to save. Like, her children were literally going to sacrifice themselves, right? Does she know that that happened? But I am merely one person, my resources limited. Words can ill express how grateful I am for your aid. I hope you will come to see me not only as the mother of Alphino and Alice, but as your partner and friend. Counting on you. Partaking in the Homestead program, and I have already accepted a student. Comes from a family of accomplished alchemists. Hailing from Thavner, Merrild has already gone to fetch her from the port, so I imagine she will arrive ere long. Nice to meet you. I'm Milladine, freshly arrived from Thavner. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Oh, the pleasure is all mine, I'm sure. You must be utterly exhausted after such a long voyage. I am Emiliance, and standing beside me is none other than... Oh, I know. Mistress Alice, isn't it? Charming personage beside me is in fact Haruhi, my business partner, better known as the hero who saved our star from the final days. Have heard much and more of your many heroic deeds in Thavner, but I've never had a face to put to the name. That'd be really nerve-wracking, I think, if somebody literally saved the world and you were accepted, like you're in somebody's house as an aspiring student and you meet them. Is a dream come true for me to finally stand in the magnificent halls of the studium? I could collapse with happiness on this very spot. These dignified walls surrounding me, I feel as though I stand in the very annals of history itself. My mind wanders to the countless brilliant minds who made discovery after discovery here. Milladine, I'm afraid it is not the studium, but the Levier estate in which you stand. This residence shall be your lodgings for the duration of your stay. Is she gonna faint? Though I have much to learn, the thought of your present impression of me fills me with dread. I hope that we get along. I like her, she's great. Tell me, what can we do to make you feel more comfortable? Building is usually reserved for when I'm in trouble. I love the aura head bow thing that they do. A number of other families will also be opening up their homes to students from abroad in the coming days. Must set a good example as the first host mother. For if all goes to plan, we can expand the program to include even more students. Classes at the studium will begin once students have had time to settle in. Let us use this period to procure all of the necessities needed for their matriculation. Of apothecary and bruh. Oops, I forgot to eat. Huh. In order to deliver an item, you must be its corresponding class at level 80 or above. If you are at level 89 or below, you will be rewarded experience points instead of... So you have to be level 80 to be able to turn stuff in. That's I probably won't do it this week for Fisher, but next week I'll probably try to learn, or for next week I'll probably try to learn to do some fishing. Then I have all these things at level 70 that are working their way up towards level 80. So Alchemist is almost done. I can't remember what I was doing with crafting stuff. I think I was using... I don't remember what I was doing. Oh. Woolen yarn, okay. So Weaver I'm using to get to... I'm using the Ishgard Restoration. Alchemist, I'm bringing Alchemist to these other places. They should. Alchemist should reach level 70 today. Or this week. Okay. Okay. The Agora? What is the Agora? Service energy and scrupulous manners have only endeared her to all of the servants. I'm gonna be a bit disappointed if she's not someplace here that you can talk to her. I think is the case. Oh, what? Let's go see what Tacharu. Oh, was she at Thavner too? I think she was. Welcome, welcome. I am Medina, assistant shopkeep and apprentice seamstress here at Tacharu's boutique. I doubt you remember my face, as I am merely one of many who owe you our lives. But you will always have my gratitude for saving me that day on the Eblin Rhyme. Okay, she was there. You are too kind, and while I hate to ask aught more of you, please say that you're here to assist in Mistress Tataru's new endeavor. Not yet, but she soon shall be. Stop blinking. Whatever would we do without your penchant for turning up precisely when you're needed, eh? Now, to make the long story of our solvency short, we've secured the resources to produce the new designs I developed in cooperation with guilds. I kept wanting to say coordination. Cooperation with guilds near and far, in sufficient quantity to meet rising demand. We shan't rest on our laurels, however. To serve passing adventurers and the occasional intrepid Charlatan is all well and good, but we're hardly taking the world by storm, no. Much like yourself, we must look toward new horizons. The Scions proved that cooperation on a star-wide scale is possible, and we would be fools not to capitalize on that to build the grandest trade network in the history of Hydaelyn. All for the greater good, of course. This is a wonderful opportunity to bring people together. I often think back to that incredible moment when the Garlean army came to our rescue. Perhaps our efforts, too, will one day lead to a miracle like that which took place on the Eblin Rhyme. I have no doubt that they shall, but we mustn't expect such alliances to form themselves. We must be proactive, and who better to woo our future partners in commerce than our current #1 customer, you. Our erstwhile comrades in arms know that when it comes to good equipment and better ideas, you have such keen eyes as our adventurer extraordinaire. Even should they hesitate at first, I'm certain you can convince them using the samples I've prepared. If you'll cover my Etherite expenses. But of course, with your assistance, we'll have both coin and goodwill flowing in no time. Where shall we send Hari first? Wahaha, don't you worry, I have it all planned out. Limsa Liminsa. Limsa? I don't want to go to Limsa Liminsa. Then Gridania. go amiss in cultivating the investment of, say, Arun Senna, but I want to talk to Raya O. I hear that he has some interest in affairs abroad, so the novelty of our samples may persuade him to our side. Pippin. Between his involvement with Immortal Flames, the Syndicate, and the Colosseum, he's bound to find a use for quality. Oh, okay. I was a little lost there for a second. Never let it be said that Taru is stingy with her samples. Now, if you make your way to Limsa and climb aboard the Stalacia, wait, what about... I'm still... Oh. Actually, do we have any? Wait. The one I need? Oh no. Two. Okay, they only have... I might go try to get something with botany instead, to be completely honest. That would be the biggest. Okay. Character kind of looked hilarious with that big axe that they're carrying. Right back. think Ozzy really hates that my character has fake ears. Okay, that's enough. Let's blow the cobwebs away. Time to return to work. I was part of the team which designed the Ragnarok, you see, and we've recently begun the process of combing through the vessel's flight log data. The primary objective of your journey to Ultima Thule was to save our star and countless others, of course, but it also provided us with an invaluable trove of information. Records of places and events we could only dream of. Characters like right in the way. Leave it to be an audio message, but even our most talented linguists have been unable to decipher the language. Wait. What am I? Actually, you know what? Okay, so this thing is basically someplace in this circle. I do love that you can just fly across this area. I'm not sure if you can land on those walkways over there. Or you can land right there. And here? That's interesting. See what this is all about. Ah, there you are. This is where we're to meet the engineers from Garland Ironworks, who, I am told, potentially hold the key to unlocking our mystery transmission. They should be along at any moment. Yes, the woman herself. I ran into her at the harbor and thought if anyone deserved to hear this message deciphered, it was Haruhi. I do like this scientist character, though. Bugger me if you don't have a knack for being in the right place at the right time. I feel like that... as, like, cliche as it sounds... I feel like more people never... I think, like, most people feel like they're never at the right place at the right time. Shall we pick up from where we left off, then? As I was saying, we think that this transmission the Ragnarok intercepted is a message of some kind, albeit in a language entirely alien to our ears. Alien being the operative word here, considering we received the message out in the great expanse, its origin was likely some distant star. Unfortunately, our list of off-world allies is presently rather short. Thus, we were resigned to the fact that the meaning behind the message would remain beyond our understanding. One of my colleagues, however, refused to give up. She remembered the Ironworks engineers who had been helpful in the construction of the Ragnarok and turned to them for insight into our seemingly possible problem. Do you know what Wedge said when he heard what was going on? We should have Omega listen to it. I bet it can tell us what the message means. Not the Omega you beat in the rift, of course. He's talking about the toy that trundles around with Alpha, the little model we made. We originally designed it to follow a chosen target and not much else, but I've seen it act in ways that, well, it's like it has a mind of its own. Doll, okay. In the part about Omega's civilization, it said their people discovered how to convert the mind into data and store it outside the body. Timing being what it was, I wonder if Omega didn't somehow transfer its consciousness into our model right before you put an end to the real one. Huh. So, in an effort to get to the bottom of that, as well as take a crack at this indecipherable message, we decided to make some modifications. Labyrinth's technicians, we've upgraded our toy Omega with a fully functional vocalization module. Affirmative. If by Omega you are referring to my consciousness rather than my entire former chassis existing inside this considerably smaller frame. Omega. Prediction. You will formulate several misconceptions. These I shall preemptively dismiss based on the following facts. 1. Vocalization module aside, this chassis remains unmodified from the design constructed by the engineers Biggs and Wedge. I evaluate its combat capabilities to be on par with a mortal infant. 2. The mechanism which allowed me to perform an emergency transfer of my consciousness was installed in my previous body. With the destruction of that body, I am rendered incapable of replicating such a feat. Should this current material form be destroyed or cease to function, all cognitive awareness or presence I possess will also be lost. Conclusion. I present no threat to you or your star, nor do my projections indicate the necessity to inflict harm. In the fraction of a moment before my annihilation in the rift, I re-examined my directive. If I am to fulfill my purpose as an evolving construct, then I must continue my journey for improvement for as long as I exist. I must acquire this heart of yours, strength of soul. Well, there you have it. And it's not wrong about its combat capability. It'd be more likely to damage itself than the thing it was trying to attack. But let's not forget the reason we brought you here in the first place. What about the transmission they played for you? Could you recognize the language? Affirmative. It was transmitted in Pan-Galactic Basic. Pan-Galactic... A common language is comparatively extensive usage throughout the worlds we have conquered. I understand it perfectly. I am fluent in over 6 million distinct dialectal codings. My cooperation in this matter, however, is conditional. Chief Sid utilizes the floor as part of his unorthodox filing system, which allowed me to scan the report on the final days. Obliterated in the aftermath of Sir and Median's being. The existence of Dynamis has not previously factored into my projections, but I now comprehend the concept theory. What fails to compute is why the Omicrons were not immune to its effects. Dynamis should have no influence on a race which possesses no heart. And yet, Sir expressed to Median a desire to cease existing. Logical. I must pursue this anomaly further until the full equation becomes clear to me. I must analyze all the elements of the final days and deepen my understanding of the heart's intangible property. To expedite this process, I require an external interpretation of those sections. Errors in my calculation. Trust the assistance of Haruhi as one who experienced the ravages ultimate despair on multiple fronts and played a measurable heart in engineering my defeat. So we either agree to your conditions or you tell us nothing. I'm sorry to put you in a spot like this. You have the time and the patience to spare. We'd all be grateful if you could humor the toy's demand. Oop. Why don't you make a trip out of it? You know, actually visit the places that has the things Omega wants to ask about. It'll make explaining stuff easy, for one, and also help keep Alpha awake and alert. Yep, I really like her. Oh, I didn't even notice it had the thing above his head. There are 3 elements of the report on which I desire clarification. The first of these concerns the progression of the final days in Radzat Han. I recognized no pattern in those who succumbed. We do not require such outmoded technology. Hari's teleportation spell is the most efficient option for long-distance travel. This chassis is a model, essentially a toy. An alpha, despite his organic composition, is indistinguishable from stuffed doll. Conclusion, we qualify as material possessions. Pick us up and you can teleport the 3 of us to our destination. Okay. I mean, I'm honestly more interested in this than I am Achuru's little side quest thing. So I'll try to finish this one up on stream today. Stream today wasn't supposed to be long anyways. So Queh. I'm at almost 2,000 seals and nuts. I have tombstones of Aphorism, which I'm not sure if I even need any Moonward gear. Oh, wait. Oh. Sensors indicate we have arrived in Radzat Han. Objective: identify factors for resistance to involuntary transformation. Confirming this theory will require the cooperation of live subjects. Comma is set as our sub-destination. Please take the lead and select the subjects we are to enter. Oh, it's a Onions thing. Okay. Bond Eternal. Alpha chirps enthusiastically, apparently unfazed by the prospect of climbing the stairs. Warning, please avoid stairs whenever possible. My projections indicate high risk probability for accidental slippage, leading to catastrophic structural damage. Stepped inclines also increase my energy consumption by 63%. In mortal terms, they tire me out. Taking into account the difference in individual limb length, the design is inherently flawed. Were I to oversee the civic design of this settlement, I would construct a sloped conveyor belt which enabled automatic traversal, 0 personal energy expenditure. Actually pretty funny. Oh, but we have to go up the stairs, don't we? Sorry, Alpha. That's or Omega. That is just it's just the way we're gonna have to go. Boom, boom. Are you a traveler? Please, if you have a moment, I could use an outsider's perspective. You see, I was one of those who sought to escape the madness plaguing the world by fleeing to the moon. Not that we ever went. So here I am, recently returned from Charlotte, except now things are strained between my sister and I, since she chose to stay and I chose to leave. I ask her to help me find work, and she suggests I look somewhere that isn't Thavner. Your point is unclear. You elected to relocate to the Stars satellite. Thus, your relative now perceives you in a negative light. Your sibling's judgment is an error based on the information made available to Hanish citizens. Your decision to withdraw to the moon was both logical and correct. Conversely, the decision to remain in Rajat Han, despite the low probability of survival, defies explanation. Perhaps her reasoning pathways are That's right. I'm not quite sure what you're saying, but I'm right. Aren't I? I almost decided against going myself. Even then, I wasn't sure that leaving behind everything I loved was the right choice. And with the way it all turned out, Like, come on now. Oh, hello again. You're the one who came to ask me questions about Khalzal? Glad to see you looking well after all that unpleasant. I remember the burning skies and hearing the screams, but truth be told, I'm still confused as to what actually happened. I only know it wasn't unusual for entire families to go missing. Many of my neighbors' houses lie empty for now. Alzal's place is one of them. He had no close relatives to speak of, and I heard that it was members of the consortium who came to remove his belongings. What a terrible thing to have to do. Terrible. Alzal's passing was recorded in the report. Clearing out his domicile and readying it for new habitation seemed appropriate reallocation of resources. Dear me, what a clever little contraption. But of course, I'm not against making use of his quarters. That would be wasteful. It's simply that Khalzal was always such a vigorous person. All that passion, all those dreams, suddenly gone. I feel the same sorrow for everyone who was lost. Seeing the remnants of those vibrant lives packed away in boxes, that is what I mean by terrible. Computers and their logic. Hey, don't I know you? Yes, after the beasts were taken care of, you told me to join everyone in the square. Thanks to you, I was there and Vitra gave his speech, and I found out who Varshan really was. It's a shame we don't get to play like we used to, but Mama says Vitra has been busy putting the city back in order. Maybe I can work for him one day, when I am a man grown. Vitra, Midgard Stormer's offspring, yes? This child wishes to put himself at the worm's command. He might make his own contribution to society. A pattern emerges. I predict that the Hanish survivors are those who had... survivors are those who had ingested Vitra's blood and become his draconic minions. Though dragons were no match for our civilization's might, their combat capabilities are not to be underestimated. It is unlikely they would experience emotions of dread or uncertainty as exhibited by lesser beings in times of undue stress. That's actually really kind of funny. Dragons? I'm not a dragon, and I never ingested anyone's blood either. Ew. You are not of Vitra's horde? So you possessed no hidden means to fight off the beasts? What of fear then? You were frightened? Yes, I was frightened. I just hid and hoped they wouldn't find me. At least until she told me it was safe to come out. She? Oh, the character. I thought they were talking about Vitra for a second there. I require a moment to process this input. Let us move apart and discuss our findings. Where? Boom, boom. Processing data. Evaluating hypothesis against accumulated evidence. I offered an optimal analysis of each subject's testimony, yet each time their responses conflicted with my assessment. Without identifying the root cause of this conflict, I will be unable to properly define what constitutes strength of heart. Perhaps this matter is beyond you. An interesting observation. It is possible my base criteria is in error. In which case, it is imperative that I continue this learning process and repair any fundamental misconceptions. Next, I wish to interact with an individual who endured similar circumstances to Kalzal prior to his transformation. Ah! Offer! Knock it off. Boom boom. Boom boom. A heartless hypothesis. Alpha looks back and forth between Omega and the Hamsa, showing visible concern. What? Why? Halt, Haruhi. Do not proceed beyond the fence. In this body, birds of that size represent lethal, unthinking threats. They will peck my casing apart, searching for meat that does... Oh, they think he's a bug. That's actually hilarious. Conversely, Alpha can correctly identify my absence of nutritional content. If only he would apply that intelligence towards maintaining a regular feeding schedule. Poor habits adversely affect his mobility. Oh, this person down here. Well, look who it is. I must thank you again for your help in moving our textiles. Recovering from those tragic events has been difficult, of course, but with everyone pulling together, we've managed to get things back up and running. Ninbaha, I come with questions related to that tragedy, specifically your survival of the final days. Although you are similar to Kalzal in many respects, he succumbed to the transformation and you did not. Why? What is the critical difference between you and him? What? I'm sure I don't know. I'm not especially brave or courageous, if that's what you're asking. Perhaps being focused on protecting our workshops kept me from spinning into panic. Still, I imagine Kalzal would have been feeling the same sense of responsibility. I thought he turned because his business was doing really poorly because his trade. Like, he was super stressed about it. Yet your strength of spirit was not equal. If merely emulating the individual is insufficient... not to interrupt these deep philosophical musings, but you think I could ask you a small favor? There's a man by the name of Nashvan who's been helping us out here while he gets back on his feet. I have a feeling he'd benefit from speaking with you. Okay. Alpha puffs out his chest, proudly seeming to imply that his ironworks uniform is the best attire anyone could wear. The equipment being manufactured here, it is worn to specific duties, yes? It is worn to perform specific duties, yes? Conceptually, it seems analogous to our practice of switching frames to better serve our mission objectives. I, for example, did not begin existence the Omega model. I was originally supplied with a standard issue Omicron chassis serial number M017. On this world, that alphanumeric combination would be considered my given name. Such designations are drawn from our nearly infinite register of celestial bodies to avoid the possibility of duplication. Furthermore, the cluster known as M-017 is better expressed in your language as the Omega Nebula. Though you associate Omega with the advanced weapon construct, it is also my name. I see no reason to change it, no matter what frame I inhabit. I want to do side quests. I need to do more side quests. Yes, I'm sure of it. I'll never forget that day. You and your friends helped us escape when people began changing into beasts. My own. Oh, okay. Who's the dad? Ugh, that was actually a really rough scene. Remember my heart turning to ice, freezing in place. The satrap came to my aid, but then he too was gone. Oh, don't show it. The the memories run together in my mind like flashes from a nightmare. Only the words of your comrade still ring clear. I repeated them over and over like a mantra as I fled for my life. You must run, for their sake and your own. It all seemed so surreal, which was probably what saved me from the transformation. The truth of it didn't begin to sink in until the worst of it was over. Sorrow, the overwhelming sense of helplessness. I may still be wallowing in misery if not for my old friend Jinabaha. I'd lost my will to work, and he like if anybody had ever gone through something like that, I don't think it's reasonable to expect them to ever be right in the head again. Like, to see your kid transform into a monster and then as a monster get stepped on and killed, like, that's horrible. Your comrades, please let them know their efforts were not in vain. You said you lost your will to work. This signifies the cessation of efforts to maintain basic life functions, yes? What changed to extract you from that stagnation? An offer of work from Jinbaha should mean little to one without the desire to accept it. Was it some matter of mortal instinct? A primal need to survive and thrive? Instinct? No. No, it wasn't that. If anything, my instincts were telling me to lay down and welcome an end to the pain. Every day I think of my boy's final moments. I think of how scared he must have been, how it must have hurt, and I want to scream my throat raw. The Satra too still haunts my dreams. I see him being swallowed whole and jolt awake in a cold sweat. Yeah, see, I mean, like, those things, they'll stay in your mind, and to think that a person that experiences that is going to be able to get a decent night's rest and to go to work for 5 days a week, you know, like, that's just unreasonable. But something changed with the Jinabaha came to me. I looked up and saw that, even without my son or Ahewan, the world around me continued to turn. Now, I'm not saying that people, if somebody does like that, they should just like sit in their room and be lost in despair, you know? Like, we do need to rise above it, but like, if this person ever was like, you know, like, I don't know. Strange, isn't it? What drives me to rise in the morning is the very sorrow which once crippled me. They're gonna break Omega. Now, I really must return to my work. To lose this job after everything I just said would be a poor jest, and may the sisters keep you well. The sisters that I defeated. The emotion generated by mortals when their ideals fail to materialize. This I have observed. Yet when I listen to how Nashvan's sorrow served to rescue him from near fatal despondency, his logic eludes me. Am I incapable of perceiving the full measure of the heart's properties? My best projections failed to predict our subjects' responses, and despite their almost equal occupational and mental parameters, Jinabaha and Kalzal exhibited different reactions to the dynamis effects. I am no closer to recognizing the pattern for involuntary transformations, and your ephemeral mortal spirits confound me as much, if not more, than they did before. Have you considered that there is no pattern to the people afflicted? The hearts of others were ever shrouded in mystery. Perhaps it's time we moved on to the next element you wanted clarified. It's actually, but there is patterns to things. Like, that's how we're able to solve problems, right? Is we tend to see the smart people of the world tend to learn the patterns, and we're able to ease it a bit. But people are very so much that the patterns are probably really hard to see. Like, if you take a million people and then you put them in the situation of what was happening during the final days, I'm sure there's a huge number of different ways that people would respond to it. No pattern? You imply that the transformation was not contingent on individual fortitude, but rather a random contribution of environmental factors? Such a theory would explain the otherwise conflicting data. Very well, I shall accept this as a provisional conclusion to this part of my investigation. I do, however, expect you to continue supplementing my education of heart-related matters. There's so many branches in Final Fantasy XIV of like different like side characters. That it's always interesting to see these different branches. Oops. Let's go ahead and finish this one up. Our next destination will be Camp Broken Glass. I desire elaboration on the dealings between the Ilzabard contingent and the citizens of Garlemald. Furthermore, both factions faced a common enemy in the Telophoroi. Why did they not immediately combine forces to their mutual benefit? Because Garleans are stupid. This inconsistency requires closer examination. Initiate teleportation. Oh, nice. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go pee real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Teleportation successful. Evaluating immediate environs of cold weather region by Aetherius standards, but significantly less extreme than a star with ice planet classification. This body should not be unduly impeded, in contrast to Alpha and his uncontrollable shivering. Retrieving data. Records indicate that remnants of the contingent Now, one thing I remember about the other Beast Tribe quests is they have lengthy that's Alpha Node. They have lengthy side quests associated with them that you need to finish. So Rimonald perhaps requires some thawing. Ere you become even more excited, you will indeed require additional parts to perform your repairs. I cannot say I spotted any likely spares while setting up the camp. Ah, so good to have a quick thinking machinist like yourself on my side. Amount of flattery will convince me to take you to my superiors ere we have physical proof of your good intentions. Wait. Oh, I talked to the wrong person. She's a bona fide hero, you know. You can't just ask her to do your bidding, and rudely at that. You're certain you will need to look for a sort of tube connected to the ceruleum engine's core. Okay, I didn't mean. I didn't mean to pick that one up. Come to see how things are progressing, have you? I can't speak for the overall strategy, but communication with the locals has become a damn sight easier since Julius and his soldiers stepped in to help. Oh, we still face our fair share of distrust, of course. Some folk even think we're enslaving minds with our foreign magics. We have Anima to thank for putting that idea in their heads. But all things considered, I'd say we're doing pretty well. Establishing an open dialogue was the first big step. Query: you consider this level of progress acceptable? The reality of your efforts falls far short of the ideal. Your aim is to provide efficient succor to the local populace, and absorbing their numbers into your command structure would be the optimal path. Oh, I wouldn't want to go that far. We're not looking to take over their nation. If we're to do this the right way, we need to recognize and respect each other's way of life. So while it may not be the easiest solution, I agree with the contingent's slow and steady approach. I'm just happy we're saving lives. I am in agreement with you. See, but their quest thing, I guess I don't know what I have to do. A budding adventure. 14 of oh no, that's that one. But wait, actually, have I done these ones? Okay, I did the Yeldman hunt. I might have to see if I have this one yet. Makako Nagako? Makago no Kago. Emancipated refugee. A shadow from the past? Yes, I know you from Victor's spoils. Have you come to laugh at me, a wretch who chose to lose Licinia and her sister rather than accept your help? I mean, I wouldn't laugh at you. I would tell you you're an idiot. The fool who ended up relying upon your charity. It's like, yeah, that's... Like, I wouldn't even tell you you're an idiot. I would just be like, you know, those two died and they really didn't need to. And they weren't old. They were pretty young. Well, perhaps I deserve your derision. My compatriots surely scorn my failed conviction. I have shamed my people and brought dishonor upon my nation. I am no better than a kept beast. My pride sold for a bowl of feed. Garleans, to me, Garleans have the same effect on me as Ishgardian. They just frustrate me, no end. But my soul, nay, that you shall not have. I've refused your honeyed offers of a new home. This land is where I belong, and this is where I shall remain. You demonstrate opposition to the contingent's overtures. On what basis do you refuse this cooperation? The data suggests the local populace is struggling to produce the bare minimum of sustenance. Have you some secret strategy for survival, or do your orders compel you to accept your present misfortune? What? Must I be mocked by Magitech Toyna? I mean, that is why I would tell him he's an idiot. I'm so frustrated. No, I have no secret strategy, no binding orders. I but comport myself as a true Garlean patriot would, uncompromising, unbending, and freezing, and cold, and starving, and a moron. Once again, this input is unanticipated. Let us move aside and process what we have heard. I can't tolerate it. Movie. Accessing and analyzing recorded data. Integration complete. I have evaluated this most recent input and made comparisons to our discoveries at Radzatan. Consistent only in their inconsistency, the responses from both contingent member and imperial citizen were highly irrational. Conversely, any Omicron considering their predicaments would have echoed my assessment exactly. The divergence from self-evident logic is key. Hypothesis. The illogical relationship between would-be saviors and suffering populace is another result of the unpredictable nature of mortal hearts. Flip. Any property or ability has inherent advantages and disadvantages. Yet neither have I encountered such a unique detriment. It appears that those who share your metaphysical capabilities are prone to complicating simple cognitive processes. An undesirable quality. I will, however, persist in furthering my understanding of the subject. Query. Prior to formulating our next step, I wish to know, who is this Lysenia the Imperial mentioned? Acknowledged. To summarize, insufficient data on foreign culture resulted in inadvisable and ultimately fatal action. I witnessed such self-destructive behavior during the course of our planetary conquests. Overwhelmed enemy forces would voluntarily withdraw into perilous regions, leading to succession of inevitable losses. Tangential data requests. I wish to learn about burial custom. The practice has ever seemed nonsensical, but new data suggests it arises from the same source as your cognitive complications. Take me to this Lysenia's burial site. It may aid me in Oop. Energy delivery systems compromised. Core temperature critically low. Immediate heating required. Request. Apply friction to outer frame. Temperature nominal. Energy levels stabilizing. The creators of this model must have experienced impaired cognitive reasoning during the design process. Upon our return, I request additional climate shielding as well as an accurate temperature sensor array. This will not affect my combat capabilities, but should improve my basic survival rate. Reconfirming sub-destination. Ugh. Alpha, you are to remain in close proximity, close enough to envelop me in your feathers. You are permitted to carry me on your back if you so choose. Actually, even though I'm like almost done with these quests, this quest line, I think I should have Wait, do you have to do the Omega quest line for these? I think so. Deceptively deep snowdrift almost defeated me. Caution advised. An unknown individual appears to be investigating the object of my interest. You're Eorzea's champion, aren't you? Oh, I never introduced myself, did I? I am Manius, soldier of the First Legion and comrade of Julius. Perhaps you remember me from Tertium. We spoke about collecting ceruleum Again later on, after Lord Quintus had passed. I don't remember him, to be honest. And I really don't care about Quintus. Manius, explanation requested. What is the reason for your presence here? What is this song? Doing this. Goodbye. 6.5 quest. There's track, like vocals in it that I've never heard before. I don't know if it's just the Scarlet. Garlemald area. Ah, no, it's just an oddly shaped communicator. That must be the tiniest Magitech weapon Ah, no, it's just an oddly shaped communicator, isn't it? In any case, I have nothing worthy to report. I heard that the sisters who used to live in my sector were buried here, so I thought I'd come and pay my respect. Alphino and Alice told me the story, complete with profuse apologies, though they were adamant that no amount of remorse could erase the tragedy of what came to pass. Not that my fellow soldiers and I are in any place to judge. We were manipulated, fooled into starting an insurrection which led to countless deaths among our own countrymen. Objection. The casualties incurred through your infighting are distinct from those caused by the Ilseberd. To restate, you are justified in seeking restitution from the contingent for causing the deaths of Licinia and her... What? I can deduce two reasons why you do not initiate hostilities with Haruhi and her allies. One, you judge your remaining forces too weakened to contend effectively with the contingent. Two, your emotions are complicating the issue. Tell me, which of these is correct? Well, when you lay it out like that. I'm afraid my answer isn't like to win me any medals. Would you mind keeping this to yourselves? There's the unspoken thought that we're outmatched on the battlefield, certainly, but the real reason I'm not demanding restitution has little to do with weighing the odds. The simple truth is I'm so caught up with simple survival that I've no strength to spare for past grief. The same goes for avenging any comrades we've lost, be that my brothers in arms or Lord Quintus himself. Although it seems everyone has an opinion about the matter of his passing. Some say he should have fought until the end, that he abandoned us to the enemy. Others praise him for taking the full burden of responsibility and freeing us to walk our own path. I don't know who's right and who's wrong, but I'm inclined to side with the latter. He gave us the choice of freedom, and that's the choice I made. I could cry and rant and rage, but what would be the point? I'll save my energy for worrying about my next meal, my next task. I need to focus on the ones left behind, on making some kind of life for my comrades and me. And if I need to lean on the contingent to do that, that's what I'll do. Even if their aid comes at a price, I'm willing to pay it. Even amongst your own, there are times when cooperation demands compromise. What matter that they're outsiders? Besides, I think I could grow to like Alphino and Alice. You've reached out to us with kindness and compassion from the very beginning. Summation, your desire to survive, even should it mean allying with the contingent, was a feeling you already harbored. That your side had committed worse atrocities was a logic you invented later to justify your reasoning. Blunt, but accurate, I suppose. The heart is honest about what it wants, even if the mind takes a while to reconcile the decision. Well, this has been oddly cathartic, but I must return to my duties. There are wild beasts to cull, watch fires to light, supplies to transport. Even without an emperor, there's no rest for an imperial. Be well and stay safe. Upon review of recent input, I have arrived at an unexpected conclusion. I have been formulating my assessments on the premise that it was man who commanded the strength of his heart, but the data suggests the opposite is true. The surge of spirit, of feelings, of emotions can entangle your thoughts to such a degree that even control over your own behavior is compromised. It seems a most counterproductive specification. This also explains why my interactions with mortal subjects have produced more confusion than clarification. It presents a formidable barrier to understanding. Like... My earlier hypothesis has been borne out. The suboptimal operation being conducted here is the result of emotionally compromised reasoning. I am ready to progress to my third and final query. I would learn more about those referred to as ancients. It is clear that this group was a crucial factor of the final days, but the information contained in the report was insufficient to form an overview. The Loperites are creations of the ancients and are said to maintain repositories of their knowledge. So we're going to Merolamatorium. Preferably before my battery freezes over. Your teleportation spell was successful. We appear to have arrived at the location described as Best Ways Burrow. An inspection of the technology in use here would give me detailed insight into the ancients and their civilization. This body, however, lacks my previous frame's advanced observational functionality. I will require external assistance. No. Can't be. It is you. Oh, I've missed you so. What is this you've brought with you? I love the logo. Soft, feathery vision. We've been outfluffed. Pack up the moon. It's all over. Why bother with burrow building bunnies when you could walk around with this adorable avian engineer? Just bake me into a pie and be done with it. Inspect our inventions? Wait, so you're not done with us? I wasn't truly worried, of course, and I certainly wasn't about to roll myself in dough and dive into Cooking Away's new oven. If a technical breakdown is what you need, then I am your Loperite. As the resident atmospheric regulation expert, I can field any question or query you might care to pose. Acceptable. I will employ this being to guide me around the facilities. Your presence is not mandatory, even locked within my current chassis. I'm still an autonomous construct that has endured hundreds of your life cycles. I am capable of completing this simple objective alone. Go ahead. Objective complete. What happened to Growing Way? After my 50th question, his responses began to suffer noticeable delays. By that stage, we had viewed a representative cross-section of Loper's engineering, thus I deemed it unnecessary to retain his company. Conclusion. Extrapolating from the fraction of technology on display, the full spectrum of the ancients' advancements was, at minimum, equivalent to a level 4 civilization. A fact which demands further investigation. Despite establishing a near-ideal society, these beings nevertheless harbored a weakness which invited self-destruction. Studying them, I stand to gain a greater understanding of Sir's anomalous decision. Going Way informed me that another type of ancient-made entity exists on this satellite, the one they call the Watcher. I would speak to him. Then conserve your ether. We will ride this Argos to our destination as you have suggested. Impedance detected. The creature identified as Argos refuses to acknowledge our presence. Hypothesis. Upon our arrival, Growing Way expressed concern that he had been outfluffed. This suggests the existence of a fluff-based hierarchy. My station is in such a system would be predictably low, but Argos is adamant in ignoring even Alpha. Its fluffiness level is impossible to gauge. You're the fluffiest of them all, dear Argos. Argos gives an exasperated snort before motioning to his back. You have secured the creature's permission? Curious, you must have special standing in the fluffiness hierarchy. I have allowed myself to become distracted. Let us continue on to the Watcher at once. Oh, it just took here? Okay. Oh, I forgot about the Watcher. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when they said the Watcher, I was like, who? I was bemused by the arrival of these small visitors, but I see they are companions of yours. What a rare thing for my abode to be thus crowded. How may I be of service to you? Hello, Watcher. My purpose here is to learn more about the ancients. I would know their deeds, their philosophies, the very nature of their hearts. I would understand why the final days was visited upon my home star. A worthy endeavor, but there is another better suited to assist you with that task. Perhaps you might favor us with a tale or two of the ancients you met during your travels. My fragmented memories would be a pale substitute indeed for the clarity of your more recent experience. Yes, I can envision every detail. Your meeting with Venat and Emmett Salk and Hythlodaeus, the sorrow and determination of Hermes. I am a creation of Hydaelyn, and as such, I believed the age of the ancients would fade and be forgotten. Yet, knowing that their memory lives on so vividly within you, it brings me great joy. I pray you keep them close to your heart. At the time of your journey to the past, the one whose essence I embody would have been a scholar at Enidir. Enidir? As a man of learning, he was firm friends with Venat. They spent long hours trading theories of debating the laws of the universe. I remember joining her faction as the final days bore down upon us. Yet of the events surrounding that tragedy, I recall precious little. Hydaelyn wished for the people of your age to decide your own path. Thus, I suspect my recollection was limited by design. Yet, even she could not cut away one persistent memory. I feel most distinctly his sadness at what was come pass, that in becoming Hydaelyn's heart, Venat would forever stand apart from the people she so loved. If she were so resolved in her convictions, then he, too, would share her sleepless vigil over the future yet to unfold. Venat told his fervent wish must have reached her in some fashion, for though his life drained away by the summoning, he was reborn with new form and new purpose. I awoke as the Watcher of the Moon. And you heard how you felt, you thought, and in seizing the future for yourselves have you brought full circle the saga which would not began. What you accomplished was no divine miracle, it was but the beacon of hope, passed down from one generation to the next. A succession of wishes and prayers reshaping the star into the world we knew you deserved. You have our deepest gratitude. I thank you not only as myself, but as the man I once was, and on behalf of those who devoted themselves to Venat's vision. This was supposed to be a short stream, and I'm literally going to stream for like 3 hours. I understand the facts of your story, but not how you have chosen to process them. On what grounds do you speak of Venat with such fondness? By sundering the world, she ultimately guided your kind to victory, yet in doing so caused irreparable damage to its individual members. The full scale of that act is beyond calculation. It is evident, however, that it resulted in a protracted period of suboptimal existence for Emmett Salk and his brethren. No, I really don't care about Emmett Salk. Query. If the survival of your kind is the deciding factor in your evaluation, then should you not also admire Hermes and his decision to subject man to a trial, forcing you to change or perish, as was the fate of countless civilizations before you? From my perspective, his determination was similar to that of the Omicron's ancestors, those who first began trading flesh for machine so that our people might stand against the onslaught of aggression from other races. It was an unprecedented attempt accompanied. Had they not made those first advances, however, we would have remained vulnerable to our environment. The violence would have utterly consumed us. Yet I remember the years when my instruments fed me data from events across the entire star. During that time, I witnessed Ascians engineer multiple instances cataclysmic strife. That's what I'm saying. These calamities, as you know them, were responsible for planet-wide destruction. A man whose endgame relied upon the extinction of all modern mortals must, by definition, be your worst enemy. I require an answer. As a being of heart and soul, how do you classify each of these pivotal figures? From your perspective, which of them was most justified in their actions? I think I understand. We seek a definitive answer, yet based on our experiences, Haruhi and I might develop very different opinions. In the same fashion, you are free to form your own thoughts on the matter. Do not be so swift to consider them without merit. I do not have my own thoughts on the matter. I assess each situation with the same logic, pathways available to every Omicron. Even if 1,000 Omicrons were asked to analyze the same event, they would all return the same result. Regardless of individual experience, there is no strength to be found in fractured reasoning. Nonetheless, I find your input valuable, recording data alongside interview results. This concludes my investigation into the incomplete elements of the final day's report. I will reanalyze the accumulated information and re-examine the factors which led to Sir's incomprehensible decisions. Let us return... You had a fruitful trip, I hope. I am absolutely bursting to ask about your experiences with Omega, but I don't wish to be a pest. I will swallow my questions for now and maintain my academic decorum. Besides, it seems our engineering friends are in a hurry to leave. But... Queh! Ah, there you are, right at the last moment. Your journey with Omega was properly educational, I hope. We'd planned to ask you all about it in that mysterious transmission besides, but I'm afraid something urgent has come up. Seems one of our Ironworks associates has fouled up a job elsewhere, and Jesse needs Wedge and me to rush in and lend a hand. There's an airship already waiting for us on the harbor, in fact. Do you think you could escort over there? So you've cleared up all those points of confusion then. I like this. I like that it's walking and they're talking at the same time. I had mistakenly classified your intangible heart as an ability of some kind. An uncanny power that Omicrons could neither learn nor even measure. Even now, its full nature yet eludes my comprehension. Based upon our investigations, however, I have decided to alter my definition. A phenomenon which influences one's interpretation of reality. That is as close to an answer as I have found. Accordingly, Sir's actions upon meeting Median strongly indicate the presence of a heart. Sir did not follow routine logic, but formulated an independent assessment based upon the reality it perceived. It felt that the best recourse for the Omicrons was to cease their expansion and terminate all function. Why are we looking at the stars? Well, here's our ship. Aye, we need to be going, but first I'll hold you to your bargain, Omega. It's time you told us what was in that transmission from the flight logs. Acknowledged, I will uphold the terms of our agreement. The recording salvaged from the Ragnarok was a simple one. The message is so basic, in fact, that the time spent listening to it may result in a net loss of value. Shall I continue? Now you're just teasing. Tell us the message already. Gonna be something stupid. Converting dialogue coding to local language. I love this song so much. To whomever receives this message out there in the vast reaches of the cosmos. To someone, I hope, who looks up at the stars with the same wistful gaze as mine. To you I say, forge ahead. May all our tomorrows be blessed with joy. Why are we looking at the stars again? Is that, we did all of that just for that, like, 3. The message had no designated recipient. It lacks purpose. Like, we did all of that for 3 sentences of translation. I'm thoroughly annoyed by that. The concept of joy is overly abstract. The vocal supplication to manifest said joy is unrealistic in its optimism. Yet, based upon their expressions, my assessment of the transmission's value conflicts with its apparent impact. Still, I fail to understand you, sir. Your heart still confuses me. Was termination of everything the correct course? How did you arrive at this conclusion? It defies all my attempts at reasoning. But I was designed to evolve. If I continue to learn, the probability that I eventually comprehend this phenomenon is greater than 0. So I will put the dilemma of your decision aside for now. And continue my existence on this distant star as I dwell among these many life forms, so I will continue to piece together the complete shape of their mortal hearts. Must document their progress. Your contribution to my education is appreciated. Indeed, I have amassed a satisfying quantity of valuable data. Now that our negotiated business is complete, however, Alpha and I will return to traveling the world. Drawing on recent experience, I am confident we can expand the radius of our ventures by a significant margin. We need not limit ourselves to Eorzea. I am now familiar with Charlayan and Razat Han, and would also like to revisit the freezing climes of Garlemald Loop. I neglected to instruct Biggs and Wedge to upgrade my climate shielding. I will reroute my request to Deputy President Jesse, engaging ambulation and parting salutations. Farewell. Que. Oh, it's an orchestration room. Go together. Swiftly, Alpha. The road is long and we have barely begun our journey. Oh, it was nice. The only bad thing is I'm literally gonna have to, I still need to do leveling roulette and the hunts. Close together. I want to see what this sounds like. Oh. Okay, this was making like, this is like really trending a little while ago. I just didn't remember what it was called. But it was, I think it was on, it's like on YouTube, right? Low. Yeah. It's a good song. I haven't really listened to it that much though, but it's a good song. All right, so that's it for me. It's supposed to be a short stream and I went 2 hours and 50 minutes, like almost 3 hours, almost my normal stream time. Zola's not gonna like this, but tomorrow will be more Final Fantasy 14. I have more things to unlock, I have things to do. I really should have focused on tribal quests, unlocking the tribal quests, but whatever. One day of experience is not gonna kill me. But yeah, I should actually be playing a lot more, streaming a lot more Final Fantasy 14. Just to unlock the new stuff, and there's other stuff I want to do in this game too. So we'll see what happens. Satisfactory might be pushed to being a Sunday only thing. But like I said, we'll see what happens. And I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. That is so good. Laters.